What's up, everybody? Another day of pushing record and talking to y'all. And it is Sunday, and I kind of just wanted to talk about how I got good with money. Um, I'm not the richest person in the world, but I feel like I've put processes in my life to help me feel pretty comfortable and not have to stress out about money like a lot of people do. Just for transparency, I wasn't good with money. Luckily for some reason, I never had credit cards through college and stuff, so I kind of skipped that. I think my mom had a credit card for me that she would use for me, and it built up credit, but like, I never had to deal with credit card issues personally. So, you know, just speaking to somebody that knows somebody that has credit card issues, like, you got to pay those off. You got to pay those off. But for starters, I made probably like decent money, in my career as I was growing and stuff. But the problem was I wasn't budgeting, and I was pretty much living paycheck to paycheck, maybe even spending more than I was making, and just kind of getting by each month. And it wasn't until and I think I'll be honest, I think it's like the steep hill of looking at my student loans that were looming over me. I didn't have the money to pay them, and it was just a lot. I had an uncle that paid off my student loans, but I had to pay him. It was just like, he made it able so I didn't have to pay all this interest on it, which, I know I'm lucky for that. I really am. But, it still took a lot of responsibility to pay him off each month. Like, he wasn't like, if I missed a month, he'd be like, hey, I didn't see this payment this month. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, and send it, So I was held accountable for it. But essentially, it just got to the point where I started realizing that no one was going to save me at the end of my life. When I go to retire and stuff, like, if I don't have money, like, where's this money going to come from? And I never want to be helpless. So I started taking advantage of my company's 401k matching, and that was a start. I started trying to spend less. Really, the change came when I chose to stop drinking, and that kind of stopped all the unnecessary spending, as far as like drinking on the weekends, partying with friends, going out to eat, late night eating, whatever it is, Ubers, like all that stuff I cut out when I stopped drinking. Also around like 2020, I started getting into personal investing, like in Robinhood. I put money inside of an airline, I think it was United, and it kind of quadrupled. And then I started having some money to play with. I'm invested in, and this is not like financial advice, but I'm invested in stuff like Tesla, what else? Palantir, those type of things. But I don't think it's necessary to do all that stuff right now. If you're getting started on investing, I would recommend dollar cost averaging into an ETF or index fund like SPY, VOO. Those would be things that I would slowly be investing in. If it's $100 per week, $100 per month, whatever it is, but start doing stuff like automatic like that. That's kind of what changed the game for me. At this point, my net worth is over 6 figures, and that's because of slow grind. It's literally been, and it's so nice to know that, like, even when I got laid off, I thought I was going to have to dip into that money, but I never had to. I had savings, and I eventually found a new job, but it was so nice to know, like, if I had to pull money out, it was there. And I didn't even have to. And it's probably because I'm just good with money. Saving each month is super important. Like, I get really excited to see my savings account grow. Just knowing that, like, this is how much money I didn't spend. Each month when I'm paying off my credit cards, which my bills are attached to, or like my spending, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so proud of myself on months that I don't spend. And it's fun, I try to keep my cost of living low, and you know, just have it be where I don't have to spend a lot of money. If you spend a lot of money each month, you're going to be stressed out when the bills come. So control your spending. And then what else? Like, you know, I started investing in a Roth IRA, trying to get that $7,000 each year so you can pull out that money and it's going to be tax free. It's one of the best things you could do. But I recommend figuring out ways to knock out that debt. They say like a snowball effect can really help if you just pay off the one with the most interest first and take that money when you paid off that card to pay off another one, and it just aggressively starts working. Those are things that I think you need to start handling. You know, if you're avoiding phone calls, if you're avoiding going to the mailbox because you just know it's another bill and stuff, just face it head on. You have to buckle down. You know, you have to sacrifice stuff. People might not see you for a while, but you got to do this for you. No one's going to come to save you except for you, especially in this time. So, you know, there's a lot more to my story. I know, like, you know, I probably I got lucky. You know, I'd be looking at other people's story like, how'd you get like so lucky? And people probably look at my story like, how'd you get so lucky? But just like we each have our own cards laid out for us in this life. And I get that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about, you know, trying to get some stuff together so you can hopefully be better with your finances and money and just be less stressed out. You know, my name is Sai. I make videos every day trying to help people with whether it's acting or money or YouTube growth or just life in general. You know, if you're interested in that type of content, this video helped you, like, you know, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me. I'm currently offering one-on-one free calls with me. They're very limited each week, but if you're interested and want help with, like, you want me to listen to what your situation is and maybe I can help you with a plan, get in on those calls, and the link is in the description. It's just very low pressure conversation. I'm just trying to, you know, get started helping people. And that's about it, you know. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'd like these videos, so check them out as well. And besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.